everybody, welcome back. Today I'm gonna make a very different video from my kind of video, and that is why NASA is not the future for astronauts. Which sounds really weird, like why it wouldn't be. I mean, if it's not the biggest, if not the biggest goal for astronauts today, that would be maybe private companies like SpaceX. At least it is a part of the future. And yes, it is a part of the future, but I think not for astronauts. And I'll explain. Because um, you need to think about that NASA is actually not a private company. It is a public service. Not a public service. That sounds wrong, actually. But yeah, sorry, I can't remember now the word. But it's something public, something from the government. And the problem leads is that it is controlled by politics. Everything politics is involved in NASA. And it's really bad when the politics are, you know, taking care of other issues. So NASA gets stepped aside. And since space exploration isn't cheap, so they won't give the attention necessary. And from what I see, from past history. For example, from the last three presidents of the United States, they constantly switched the the program, the focus of the space of NASA. Because one, okay, let's go to Mars. I can be talking now not so exactly right, but example what basically happened. Oh, Obama sets in. Maybe I think after before Obama. I don't know. Sorry, I'm not very big in politics, especially from US. And right, actually, I would say especially in Brazil. Okay, so last time, the last yeah, the president before Obama. Oh, okay, let's go to, let's say, moon. Then Obama, okay, let's go to Mars now. And then Trump came, oh, let's go back to the moon. Now I'm getting too political, I think. Let's hope this doesn't backfires. But the point is not the politics, politicians themselves, but is that the focus is shifting too much, so we don't have focus. 4 years for a project is not nearly as much time needed to do, especially space program. And this sounds weird because when you see NASA was first to set humans on the moon, and so how, like, how exactly did this works? Well, first you need to consider the past. In the Cold War, the USA and the Soviet Union, they were clashing out in this technological disputes, at least. So, who had the best technology, who has the best military, and in the part of technology, who were the first to go to the space? The Russians won that one. They sent the first satellite, the Sputnik, I think Sputnik 2 or Sputnik 1, to space. And so, if I remember correctly, the uh, NASA sent the first humans. I can be wrong there, but I know the NASA definitely was the only, yeah, the first and only to send people to the moon. And so that's exactly the point it gets. They had a why. The why is the Soviet Union. They were trying to dispute with them. Today, almost every tiny country, okay, but a lot of countries have their space programs. They are not nearly as prolific as NASA, but they still have it. And there's no, let's say, there is no such, it's not so hard anymore. I mean, of course it's hard, space engineering, but if you take a time, take a small team, or not exactly small, but take a team, make a satellite, you can, private companies are launching satellites almost every month, you know, especially, let's say, SpaceX is sending. a lot of satellites to provide free internet for everyone, and that applies to much other companies. Uh, Satellite and satellites that are used to provide you internet. Satellites that are used to provide you GPS. All of them are, or almost all of them, are but private companies. And okay, I can be talking wrong things here. I didn't study this aspect, but what I know is that NASA is really confined by the politics, and since politics are now shifting from space exploration because they have bigger things to do, then space exploration is getting set aside. And not just that, but the project themselves. It's not just that they don't get enough monetary support, which is a fact. Since, if I remember correctly, they're getting this, I think, one quarter of what they are getting, or really close, which doesn't sound so unfair. I mean, one quarter of the billions of dollars they got, it is still a lot of money. But you need to consider that this is not considering inflation. Inflation has yeah has a big role in this. So inflation like hell, um, and so they are getting basically, I would say, probably 1/10, if not even that, of what they are getting there. Let's say golden ages or Cold War ages, and they also the problem of politics. And so, what they are doing, if you say, what is NASA doing today? They are supporting private companies like SpaceX. SpaceX has a big founding, or I think, yeah, a big size of founding in SpaceX. Sorry, SpaceX had a big founding on the, okay, sorry, uh, NASA is supporting a lot. NASA is financing a lot of SpaceX uh, prototypes, especially that SpaceX are not bound by them, by these limitations. So if NASA is bound by limitations of what they can do, they are basically just giving the money for SpaceX, so they don't have these bounds, and so SpaceX are innovating. And this is also the point there many people are not choosing to be in NASA anymore. That's one of the points. And also, if I remember correctly, NASA just shut down, not just, okay, NASA shut down the only program they have to launch um, astronauts to space. So probably NASA will train the astronauts, but the astronauts will be from SpaceX or any other private company. The only, if I remember correctly, the only government founding that sends people to space is in Russia. I don't know where, I don't know which. Sorry, I don't know exactly what the program is, space program in Russia, but it's definitely something that is interesting to think about it. NASA is now stopping this, but it's not they are dying, just that they are going to give all the power they have, or almost all, of course, to private companies. What they're going to do today? It's probably more a research project, and they're going to do drones. I'm sorry. Yes, they're going to do the rovers and and the innovations that is needed to send things to space. But what will send things and also people to space are private companies. If let's say, I'm pretty sure they will work, but the latest project from SpaceX is the Starship, and the Starship is supposed to not just send people to Mars, but the fuel it uses, it's a mixture, I think, for from methane, which basically sets, um, basically is the most cheap. Um, yeah, it is the most cheap, one of the most cheap ways to send people to space, because regular, let's say, regular space, a regular space shuttle launch is billions of dollars, literally. It is an enormous amount of money, and Starships uh, amount of money you need is in the millions, sorry, in the millions. Which, okay, it is expensive. It's mighty expensive, but it is pretty cheap considering all of them. And I don't think it's hundreds of billions, it's like tens of billions. Oh, sorry, it's not hundreds of millions. For what I saw, it's tens of millions, like 50 millions or maybe 80 millions per launch. Which again, might expensive, but not close to what the shuttle program was doing. So if this works, it will have an exploding amount of rocket launches to space because it will be pretty cheap, way cheaper than that. I think today, I think from the space program, it was like basically uh, $100,000 per kilogram of payload. For now, I think it's 7,000, if not lowering per kilogram. So maybe in our lifetime we will be able to see um, starships. I'm pretty sure we will, but we will be able to see space exploration booming again. Everyone's sending it like homemade satellites, basically, because it will be pretty cheap, relatively at least. So yeah, that's the video. Again, it's really strange to say this, but I think NASA, it's still gonna be a place of innovation, but much more so like Boston technology, where they make the technology so they prove it is possible to make, and other people will be able to replicate it. For example, Boston Robotics made the uh, robotic dog, robotic dog, and it's $50,000. But they made it. I made a really cool project. They really made it interesting. I made a research idea, and they materialized it. But the cheapest dog, it is from Chinese company, which is $10,000 a dog, and it has really similar capabilities of really similar capabilities of the this robot dog. And so this will probably apply to everything the Boston Dynamics will do, and also NASA. NASA will make the innovation. NASA will at least found the innovation, so it will be in the hands of the private companies who will actually send them there. So that's a bit of today's video. Hope you liked it, and if you did, subscribe and like the video. Please put the data if you have them in the comments down below, and not just that, but also explain your point of view if you agree or if you disagree with me. But I think that's it for today. Hope you like it, and see you. Bye!